Hey everyone, welcome to the Blissful Living Podcast. As you know, I am the queen of feeling fabulous, Rochel Marie Lawson. I'm trying not to be too animated today, but if you know me, sometimes I get really animated because I have phenomenal guests. And when my guests are phenomenal, it kind of brings up my energy. So I'm just gonna tell you to hold tight, hold on, because we're gonna have a good show today. And as you know, I like to always say, if you love the show, please subscribe to the show and share it with everyone you love and care about. That way you get advanced notifications of the guests. You have more access to the phenomenal wisdom that my guests share. And you are helping someone else when you share it to bring enlightenment of wellness, wisdom, and wealth into their lives. And so, I like to start the show by saying, find the place to sit, get something to write with, pen, pencil, whatever it is, piece of paper, because you're gonna want to capture the nuggets of gold that my guest is going to be sharing. And also get your favorite beverage. Today I just have a glass of water. Usually I'm drinking tea, but I'm a little dry, dehydrated. So I'm like, let me drink some water right now during the show because, sometimes I talk so much and my mouth gets dry in the middle and, how it is. So get your favorite beverage. And then also tell your family to give you a few moments so you can spend some time loving and nurturing yourself and embracing and engaging and capturing the nuggets of gold that the guest is going to share. And I'm going to tell you more about the guest. And y'all can see my crown is slipping, but that's okay. Because as a queen, we just keep rolling with it, right? We command our empire and our thrones no matter what's happening external of us. So while you're getting yourself situated and finding that spot, let me take care of business. I want to thank our sponsors, Blissful Living for You at Blissful Living, the number 4, the letter U.com. If you have not picked up the 2 latest best-selling books that are on Blissful Living for You, The Unstoppable Woman's Manifesto, you definitely want to get that, particularly if you're a woman entrepreneur or career professional and you're looking to elevate your business platform, go from 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 figures. The Unstoppable Woman's Manifesto is designed specifically for you because it has information in there that the queens, the most successful queens in the history of the world, have utilized to command their throne. In this particular book, channels Queen Nefertiti, who back in the day was a queen to Akhenaten, her husband, who changed the way Egypt did their religion. And also, she's one of the 5 female pharaohs in the history of ancient Egypt to command that throne. So you definitely want to check that out. And then the other book that's just blowing up, 365 Days of Affirmations for a Year of Bliss. If you want to create blissful orgasmic experience every day. And I don't know who would say no to that, because if you had an orgasm, then it's super sweet and good. It's almost like crack back in the day. You just want to keep having them and having them and having them, right? And this crown is today. Anyways, you definitely want to pick up a copy of that best-selling book as well. And then I want to also thank All Day Cable Inc. at alldaycableinc.com. They are a premier telecommunications installation company, woman-owned, minority-owned, located in the heart of Silicon Valley. And they specialize in installation of voice data, fiber optic cabling, wireless access points, audio, video speakers, monitors, everything you need to make that right connection the first time with your customer. They set up your complete network distribution so you don't have to worry about making those connections. And they've been doing it for 34 years. They service small, medium, and large corporations. So if you're in the need for a prominent, premier telecommunications installation company, you want to check out All Day Cable Inc. at alldaycableinc.com. Okay, so now are you ready to hear about the guest? Let me tell you about the phenomenal guest I got today. I have the queen, Miss Carla Vaughn, and she didn't know she was a queen, but I just crowned her. And now she's going to be wearing her crown soon, somewhere. I don't know where, but she'll tell you where. But Carla is going to talk to us about speaking to elevate. And there's a lot of that going on, but we want to get the goods and the juice from Carla. Now, let me tell you a little bit about her. She says, we all have a story, but what's yours? As a seasoned entrepreneur, she's encountered many trials and tribulations, and it has resulted in her wanting to share her story and expertise. With multiple degrees and many clients over the years, this has led her to hone in her skills and seek to be the best accountant accountant, business, and tax consultant, and a nonprofit leader that knows how to be. She expressed these financial nuggets and words of wisdom through speaking to elevate. And she has been a speaker for the National Association of Tax Professionals, and has spoken on emotional intelligence with the Boost Through Summit this most recently. Engaged with audiences from Keller Williams Real Estate Group and the Women's Council of Realtors. By speaking about financial wellness for over 20 years, she's hoping to uplift and share the knowledge of reducing stress, increasing your time, and helping you to make more money. That's the wellness component of this show. Now, Carla creates financial empowerment through speaking to elevate her audiences with financial education topics that are relevant to successfully operating a small business. She firmly believes that to be successful, you have to develop competent and compliant business strategies around your financial well-being. And if you ain't taking care of your money and your life or your business, you won't be in business very long, and you'll be in debt when it comes to your personal life. So I am welcoming to the stage Miss Carla M. Vaughn. Welcome, Carla girl. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. Thank you, Queen. And
Well,
I am so happy to be your guest today. And
it's a pleasure to have you. It's a
I know
pleasure.
you've got some people who are out there that are listening, and they are on the same mental thing that we are, which is let's get some upliftment, let's get some motivation, and let's get that with a very intent and purposeful ear today. So thank you,
Rochelle.
Rochel.
Oh, you're very welcome. And you know, everybody likes to hear about how they can increase their wealth or protect their wealth. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And so, Carla, I want to jump in because I think it's really important for people to understand this key component. You know, businesses start every single day, and businesses fail, go out of business every single
day.
And so, why do most businesses fail?
So, if you Google this, you'll see like there's anywhere from 10 to 15 reasons why businesses fail. You would think that, the usual, they don't know what they're doing or whatever. And that is part of it. Okay, that is part of it. But some of the top reasons businesses fail are things like they don't keep up. Right now, the keep up thing is AI. Okay. So if businesses right now aren't using AI to streamline their processes or to help with client engagement or simply to make their newsletters better or whatever they're doing on a regular, like, let's touch the client, then already, or even don't even know. I had someone yesterday who is an entrepreneur. He said, "What is AI?" And I was like, "Artificial intelligence." He says, "Oh, okay, I know that." And I'm like, so, keeping up with technology is important. For instance, if you are stuck in the old school way of doing things because you're an older person or older entrepreneur, I definitely get it. But my thing is this: you should surround yourself. You should do that success model that Ford had. Ford Motor Company was such a success because Ford had an 8th grade education. He was full of ideals, but he didn't know what he was doing to take those ideals and make them a reality. Right. So same thing here. If you're not keeping up and you're not able to keep up, that's okay. Then you need to search out other professionals who are really good at, say, technology. Another reason businesses fail is simply mismanagement of their funds. And you don't even know that this is happening. That's the bad part. But I can't tell you how many entrepreneurs I talk to and I say something very simple, like, "Do you have a business plan?" And they're like, "What is that?" I'm like, this is your GPS to success. If you don't have a business plan, you'll never know, are you getting to where you want to go? And another reason is they don't know what to do with their money. I had a young lady who I just did a interview with, and I give free consultations. So she had started her business about 2 years ago, and she was doing food trucks. And she was all excited because she's like, I want to do a kiosk at the mall. And I was like, that's great. Do you have a business plan? She said, no. What is that? That was first thing. Then I said, and what about your financials? Can you be sustaining? If you are not in a self-sustaining or sustainable mindset, and that's following up with your numbers, then you're going to fail. And I hated to bust her bubble, but I was like, you know, I get what's on your bank statements, but your bank statements aren't your P&L. They're not your profit and loss. They're not your balance sheet. Okay. That's just your bank statement. How much money are you really making at the end of the month? Or how much money are you losing? So those are just three of the many reasons small businesses fail. And 68% of them fail within the first 10 years. That's why so many people, just 52% fail in the first 5 years. And then an additional amount fail in the first 10 years. I was in a coffee shop yesterday, Queenie, and the lady had on behind her on a chalkboard, it said, we made 5 years. And I was like, woohoo, okay, that's your first milestone. But can
Yeah.
you make it 10 years? And then can you make it 15? If you make it 15, you can make it.
You know, what's is really interesting, when I first started my first business, the business failure rate was within the first 7 years. And it's interesting to me how many people think that it's real easy to start a business. You could just go down to
Mhm.
the city, county, get your business license, and bam, you started a business. But what's amazing to me is that people don't understand that in order to guide your business to success, sustainability, and longevity, you have to have some things. You have to have a business plan. You have to have a mission for your business and a vision for your business. And that helps to keep you in line. And then you need to understand that you can't operate your business by looking at your bank statement. You need those important pieces of documents that tell you exactly where you are financially with your business, your balance sheet, your profit and loss, and just knowing the intricacies of what's going in and going out. Now, as you grow, of course, you can hire people to be on your team, to be a part of your company that will help you to be able to have that sustainable business. But in the
Yes.
beginning, it's amazing to me how many people don't understand the information when it comes to their financials, and then wonder why at the end of the month they don't have money in the bank, or they have minus balances because they're overexpending and they don't even know where it's going. So it's really, really, thank you for sharing that, because I think it's really important as a person that has a businesses, and you want to have a wealth generating business. The key components is what Carla just
Mhm.
shared as to why businesses fail and what we need to do to make sure we have a business that can grow and be sustainable and have longevity. It's just mind boggling, but I think we need to repeat this information over and over and over again so that people can really begin to understand, especially when it comes to AI. Now, you was talking to a gentleman, girl, AI is everywhere. It's on the news. It's on, you pull up your iPad, your phone, you get a little something about AI. So for someone to be operating a business and don't even know what the latest, greatest, most advanced technology that we have available to help us to grow, sustain, and have longevity in our business, ooh,
Mhm.
that's scary. You know, that's really, really scary. You should be afraid. Okay, so let me ask you this. How should a business owner, when it comes to measuring success or failure, how should a business owner take a look at if they're successful or if they're failing? And then the second part of that is, depending on what they see, whether they're failing or successful, can you share some strategies with regards to what they should do in each case to make sure that, one, they turn things around, or two, they keep it growing and have that success?
Sure. And that's all about feeling fabulous. Okay. I really will tell you that is all about feeling fabulous. But the thing is that people take success, and as entrepreneurs, I don't think they conceptualize either realistically or measurably what success means for them. And I think that's the biggest thing that I see. Um, it's like, oh, I'm only successful if I make $1 million. Well, whose stick is that? Whose measuring stick is that? And so the first thing I always say is you will only know if you're successful. We have to go back to the business plan. And if that business plan says, okay, in 5 years, I expect to have revenue of 250,000. Okay. And if you accomplish that, then that is your measuring stick of success. But nobody's measuring stick of success can compare to another's. Okay. So I tell people sometimes, look, what is it for you? For me, it's number of clients. The money is great. Okay, get that. But for me, my goals are I want to have X amount of bookkeeping clients, X amount of payroll clients, X amount of corporate tax clients, what have you. So my measure of success is based on what I consider my threshold for a certain number of clients. For other people, it may be an actual dollar amount. Well, that's great, but how do you get there? Again, it's making that work for you. So then your second part of this question is like, well, what do you do to get there? What do you do to get to that success thing? I will say in probably one word, it's grow. Okay. It's grow, 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 and manage that growth. If you are not managing that growth, that's a problem. So years ago, when I was growing my business, I took a partner on, and at that time, we just did taxes and insurance. Okay. And there were times where it was kind of slow. And he was like, well, got to go home or whatever. I was like, oh, no, it's a commitment that you're going to be here for 6 hours a day. And if you don't have anything to do, guess what? There's always something to do. So it's always thinking outside of the box. It's maybe sitting down and writing down your SOPs, standard operating procedures. It is perhaps looking at people who you didn't bring on board as clients and examining why you didn't bring them on and starting creating strategies so that that doesn't happen again. It may be looking at clients that terminated you. Okay, we all get fired. People don't realize as an entrepreneur, you can get fired and you can fire your clients. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so so you never want to waste your time. So as an entrepreneur, even whether you're starting out or starting in that growth phase, you constantly want to be looking back to say, it's all tied up to my growth. If you accomplish your growth, you will accomplish that goal, whether that's a certain number of clients or whether that's a certain dollar amount. Let's say you haven't done your homework. And this is what I find a lot. So like about every 4 years, we always do our homework. We mystery shop. Okay. So, we do bookkeeping, taxes, and payroll. That's our core services. So I'll send my assistant out and I'm like, you go to H&R Block, you go to Liberty Tax, you go to Jackson Hewitt, and this is your story. Okay. And find out, is your pricing with your competitors comparable? Maybe you need to raise your prices. And this is where you start getting your success, because let's say it's dollar amount or it's clients. The other thing that people don't realize is a business model. Everybody's business model typically is going to fall in one or two areas. You're going to be the Walmart of what you do, meaning lots of volume, lots of clients or customers, but your pricing is going to be moderate or discounted. Or you can be the L'Oreal. So when I talk to people, I let them know I am the L'Oreal of accountants. Okay. So don't come stepping up in here thinking you're going to be paying $13 an hour for my services. That's not what I provide. Okay. I'm the L'Oreal of accountants. I am going to give you a customized experience that's going to lead up to that business model proving itself time and time again. So there's many different components to really uplift yourself and uplift your business, but a lot of it is lodged in clarity for your growth and clarity to be that level of success that you've defined for yourself. And then once you've reached it, you got to get another level of success.
So let me ask you this with regards to, wealth generation for your business. I find that a lot of entrepreneurs get stuck. One, they become the low price leader because they think that being the low price leader is going to get them more work. And actually, it may get you more work in the beginning, but then it's not going to help you to grow the wealth that you desire. And once you get categorized as that low price leader, Walmart could never be Gucci, right?
Correct.
Walmart's always going to be Walmart because they have lower prices and they push a lot of volume. Whereas Gucci, you got to sell 100,000 things at Walmart to get one thing at Gucci, right? But a lot of times entrepreneurs think that that's going to help them, and then they don't understand that when they go to reach out to raise their prices or get new clients, the clients might be referred to them as, hey, I was referred to you because so-and-so said you guys are really good and I could get a deal. And, that doesn't work because you don't want to get stuck in that niche of being the low cost carrier, right? The other
Correct.
thing is what I see is that there's one stream of income. And I think to be a sustainable business, you got to have multiple streams of income, meaning you can't have one client and call yourself a business owner. If you got one client, if that one client leaves, guess what? You're
That's
no
it.
longer generating revenue, right? So you got to have multiple clients, at least 7, 8 in different sectors that allow you, based on what you do, of course, but that
Mhm.
allow you, if one door closes, another one opens, you have other opportunities, right? And then you said something that was key. And I remember this happening within my own business. So during COVID, of course, in the beginning, you couldn't really go out and do stuff, right? You couldn't interface. And so one of the employees thought, well, since I can't go out and do nothing, I'm gonna sit and watch YouTube videos all day. What? Let me
What
see.
a
You
great
watching
use of
YouTube videos?
time.
Wait, you watching YouTube videos on how we could grow the business? Or no, 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 no. I ain't got nothing to do. Oh no. You always have something to
You
do.
always have something
You
to do.
always have something to
Yep.
do, whether it's researching for new client opportunities, figuring out where things you can strategize to make, the client experience more orgasmic, so to speak. You always have something to do. And it was funny, you like, oh, well, we ain't got nothing to do. I'm gonna go home. What? Look, there's some filing you need to do. Let's clean out these old files and boxes. There's always something to do, but you would be surprised how many people have that mindset and then wonder why they struggle to grow or be or even stay in business. And so I love this conversation because, ooh, girl, I got some stories, but the show ain't about me, it's about you. So now let me ask you this. How do you find balance as an entrepreneur? And how do you find balance with regards to being an entrepreneurship, your family, and basically just having a peace of mind?
That's like really great that you bring that up because that goes to that whole feeling fabulous. All right. And you can't feel fabulous to me when you're all stressed out. Okay. You're letting the business stress you. One of the biggest pivotal points in my life um, was was based on a comment, okay, that someone said to me, and I have never forgotten it, and I throw it out there all the time. And I was scurrying to help my business partner do something. I can't remember. And my friend said, are you running your business or is your business running you? I was like, OMG. And it made me stop dead in my tracks, because that is so important. And it reminded me, it took me back when I first started my first business, which was a consulting business back in the early 80s. And what happened then? And what happened then was I was so busy and so excited and so into, yeah, I started my first business routine, right? And I had started putting my friends to the side, putting my family to the side. And I remember things eased up, something happened, and I called one of my friends and they said, you didn't have time for me, and now I don't have time for you.
Ooh.
And it was like yeah, I know. Hey, and nothing like a good burn. That
Huge,
was a really good burn, But that was the first time I realized, though, I was a workaholic. I had become a workaholic. So I think part of this is coming back to you, understanding what your boundaries and limits are, and then setting out to say to yourself, looking yourself in the mirror, okay, and just saying really honestly, how do you want your life? What is your average day? What is your average week? So for me, I have what I call blockout time. So, and sometimes my friends say, I don't understand how you do all the things you do. Okay. So, I'm running an accounting business. I'm the executive director of a nonprofit called Financial Literacy First, and I do speaking engagements. Well, guess what? I'm also an advanced aqua fitness instructor, and I do water aerobics 3 times a week. I am a Tai Chi instructor. I do Tai Chi 3 times a week. And then in between all that, I make sure I have time for my lady friends and my guy friends to occasionally go out, have drinks, lunch, dinner, hang out, all like that. So how do I manage it? Oh, and then I'm also part of Rotary, part of E-Women's Group, and I'm very active in my networking. It's like, how do you find time? Well, one of the limits I set a couple of years ago was I was only going to join network groups, except for Rotary, because Rotary has my passion for giving back to the community. But all my other networking, once a month. So it's setting boundaries with yourself. I wanted to join a group beginning of this year. I was really excited about joining the group. I'd been there as a substitute for a friend of mine. And when she told me they met every week, I said, I'm not doing it. So once a month for my networking, making sure that I keep my health up, because when my health is up, guess what? My mood is up and I do feel fabulous. Okay. I wake up in joy and I wake up in gratitude. And I also to make sure that every morning I stick with my very minimum basics. And my first basic is prayer. So I spend anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes in prayer and grateful for my day and grateful for this or that. And then I chant on the things I want happen for my life or for the day or for the week. And I have rules. I don't turn on the computer earlier than 6:30 a.m. I don't answer the phone earlier than 8 a.m. And so that's part of getting your balance. It's saying I'm going to allow myself time. When I tell people on Fridays in particular, because I got Rotary at 7:30 and then it's followed with the water aerobics class all the way downtown, I cannot and do not and will not engage anyone earlier than noon on Friday. It's nothing personal, okay? But you got to allow yourself me time and say you value you as a person, as a woman, or as a man, to allow your mental, physical, and spiritual self to constantly be rejuvenated.
I
So,
love that. I
boundaries.
love that. I love how you set boundaries. And I was a fellow Rotarian for many years as well. I
Oh,
do.
really?
Yeah, I did. I really did love Rotary, but I'm with you. You got to set boundaries. So I'm with you. Part of the whole wealth thing is really understanding that your well-being is your greatest wealth. If you don't take care of your well-being, you can't have anything else, right? And so, there are times like I work. I got multiple businesses, so I'm not trying to work and do stuff at 7 p.m. at night. I am a certified workaholic, but I have learned to put it in the context of I work from 8 to 5. Sometimes it's 10 to 5, but anything after 5, if it's not filling me with an orgasmic, nourishing experience, I'm not going to be sitting on multiple meetings. Because to me, that's what people that don't have quote unquote real businesses do. They have all day and night. And for me, I have to set those boundaries because I will work all day and night. So I have to set those boundaries because I have to value my physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional well-being. And the only way you can do that is by putting yourself first. So creating those boundaries are the best thing
Mm-hmm.
that we can do. Time for one more question. I want to ask you, what or how do you measure your own self-worth?
I like that. How do I measure my own self-worth? I think it's just on a daily basis, in all honesty, on how I feel. My self-worth is directly tied to my mood, my attitude, my thoughts. When I literally open my eyes and I live on a green belt. And so when I open my eyes, there's this one little tree that is almost dead center looking out of my bedroom window. And that, I don't care if it's spring, summer, winter, or fall, there's something about waking up, looking at that tree and realizing, hey, I feel good. I love myself. I like my life. I appreciate and like my friends and associates and all the people that support me. My mother used to say, well, I don't understand why you stay in business, because she'd hear me on the phone, trying to work through a difficult situation or whatever. And I'm like, mother, I love my clients and I appreciate them because without them, I'm not in business.
Right.
And I don't think there's enough appreciation on a regular basis, whether it's for yourself or your associates or your clients, that people really embrace. But part of that for me creates my self-worth. It makes me realize that I have value and that on top of it all, I don't need anyone to validate me. When I look out and see that green tree, or the tree is bare or the tree is orange because it's fall, I'm like, the fact that I've got another day on this planet, that I have awakened to a happy, whole consciousness, and I have this wonderful day I can do anything with, is part of my validation and part of my joy within myself.
Oh, I love that. Wonderful way to close out our show. So let me ask you this. How can people get in contact with you, find out more about you, connect with you? And you all, her information will be in the show notes, but I want you to have a firsthand um, listening ear, so to speak, to hear how you can connect with Queen. Because I just crowned the Queen. Remember that at the beginning of the show, paying attention. Queen Carla Vaughn. Tell us, girl.
Well, I'm definitely on LinkedIn, so you can just find me on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook, of course. Those are my two main channels. I'm on Instagram, but under my nonprofit. So I would say LinkedIn and Facebook are my easiest ways to find me. Or just look up Business and Financial Management Services or speakingtoelevate.com. You can find us there. But I'm active enough where I'm in the game, and you should be able to find me pretty easy on those two main platforms, which are out there for everyone to use. So
So
thank you
people
for
can't
asking.
find you because they're not looking. But again, y'all, her information will be in the show notes. And if you subscribe to the show, like I suggested, then you will get this information. You'll have access to it. Carla, I want to thank you so much for being a guest on the Blissful Living Podcast and sharing your words of wisdom. I really enjoyed the conversation, and I know there was nuggets of gold that was captured by our listeners, our viewers, and I can't stress the importance to all of you that if you're looking for someone to help you with your management of your books as a entrepreneur or not, then you must definitely reach out to Carla, have a conversation with her. She might be able to enlighten you about things that you don't even know that you need to be paying attention to, or enlighten you about things that you don't even know where you're making money and the money should be allocated in a certain way so you can grow that money you make. So again, thank you, Carla, for being a guest on the show.
You're welcome. And
Pleasure.
can I offer your listeners a freebie?
Yes, girl, they love freebies.
Awesome. Well, if you do look me up, if you go the extra step and look me up, I normally give a 30-minute free consultation. Just mention that you know the Queen here, and I will give you a 45-minute free consultation and a copy of my book called The Money Source. And The Money Source
Oh,
is all about healthy and unhealthy habits surrounding money and how to get straight with that. So I would
oh,
encourage that. Just mention that you saw the show today and that Miss Queenie here hipped it to me, and you'll get those two freebies that I would love to extend to you for listening today. And thank you
oh,
so much.
fabulous. And maybe we can get that information included in the show notes. So if people
Okay.
just go and click, and then that might probably most likely give you more, because you know how it is. If people got to look for you, Girl, they in right now, but they got to look for you. You know how everything is like, 5 minutes, 5 minute attention. They got to look. They're like, oh, shoot. But if it's in the show notes, they
Uh,
can click and, copy and paste and then really have that easy access to connect with you. So we'll do that. And we'll just make sure we get that information from you. All right, you all. I thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure to have you, Miss Carla. And as you know, I'm going to say, if you like the show, please subscribe to the show and share the show with everyone you love and care about. But not only that, it's these words of wisdom that you can't get anywhere else that we share on this show, because I'm all about helping you all to elevate your wellness, wisdom, and wealth so that you can step in and command your empire, whether you're wearing Gucci or Walmart. It don't matter. It don't matter. Commanded it. I've worn some Walmart stuff and I've commanded it like it was I was wearing Gucci or Chanel or Louis Vuitton or whatever. Nobody has to know where you got it. You just have to command it like you own it. And then, I
yes.
always refer to Naomi Campbell. That girl could command that catwalk like nobody else. And, she did it with style and grace and that attitude. Like, yeah, I might be wearing these $10 Kmart shoes. I don't think Kmart or even is around anymore, but I might be wearing these $10 Kmart shoes, but y'all don't know it because I'm walking like the queen that I know I am. And
Hmm.
bam, I'll leave that with you. I want to thank our sponsors, Blissful Living for You at Blissful Living, the number 4, the letter U.com. Again, go check them out. They've got amazing things to help you elevate your wellness, wisdom, and wealth. But also, you can pick up a copy of one of those books that I mentioned early in this series, in this segment. And then also, I want to thank All Day Cable Inc. at alldaycableinc.com, the premier telecommunications installation company, women-owned, minority-owned, and located in the heart of Silicon Valley. And to all of you, I'm wishing you peace to your mind, wellness to your body, tranquility to your spirit. May you go about and have a phenomenally fabulous day. And until next time, goodbye for
Until next
now.
time. Bye.